Hello, my eager friends. Virus here, and tomorrow we are getting a new Nintendo Direct. Nintendo announced today that on 2/8/23 we are getting a new Nintendo Direct, and it's focusing on titles that will be launching in 2023. I am very excited for this. I always like when they do these beginning of the year Directs because then the games that say they might announce a game that's at the end of the year, that just builds up the hype more and more because then they have more time to release trailers and build up even more hype. Sometimes that falls flat, sometimes the hype is better than the actual game, but this Direct is exciting nonetheless. It's been about 5 months since our last Direct, so they might have some pretty cool stuff in the works. I have a list here that I'm going to go down. I'm going to go most obvious to least obvious, and if I think of something else along the way, I'll splice that in too. But starting off, I want to see a new Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe trailer. It was the only game I didn't get on Wii, seemingly. It seems like that's the only Kirby game that I haven't really played modern day. I started with Kirby Triple Deluxe on the 3DS, and that was the first Kirby game I ever really finished, I think. Never finished Mass Attack on the DS or anything like that. I'd really like to see a new Kirby's Return to Dreamland trailer for Switch, because I think that's obvious. I feel like since it's right around the corner, why wouldn't they put it in? And it goes double for Octopath Traveler 2. That's launching the same day. I had to make a choice between Octopath 2 or Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. I chose Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe. I'm gonna get that in the mail. I don't know when, but when I do, I will do an unboxing because I'm really excited for that game. I think I'm more excited for Kirby than Octopath, to be honest, but that's also because I haven't played much Octopath, mainly because I'm afraid to finish it, because it seems like such a good game, and I feel like when it's over, it's just over. And I love the branching paths, and I love the combat in Octopath 1, so hopefully I'll like Octopath 2. I won't get it on day one, probably not, but if you're getting it day one, I'm happy for you. So next up, I have more Pikmin 4 info. We might get another Pikmin 4 trailer. That would be really, really cool. I don't think Nintendo's ready to show off any more of Pikmin 4 just because they just showed it off, but I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. They might have a whole trailer shown off. They might show the mechanics. There's a lot they could show for Pikmin 4. There's a lot of potential in these trailers that they could make. They could make like a whole overview trailer right off the bat, which would be insane. I don't think they're ready for that, but it'd be pretty exciting to see more Pikmin 4 info. Now, this one's kind of a joke. I want to see Luigi. Not Luigi's Mansion, not a Luigi spin-off. I just want to see Luigi in this Direct. I have a feeling that Mario will be in the Direct because Mario's their top star, so they might have second place there too. Well, I don't know. Which one's better, Mario or Luigi? Put it down in the comments down below. Now I'm gonna get into more not obvious things and probably won't happen, but I want to see a new Super Mario Bros. Game for the Switch. A 2D Mario, completely original, completely new. I'd really like to have a new one on Switch. I think it's about time for one, and from what I've heard from rumors, I'm only taking all this with a grain of salt because, well, rumors are always just going to be rumors. They're wrong or they're right. So rumors indicate that a new Super Mario Bros. Title for the Switch is in active development, which, if it is in active development, I am going to be so happy because that means we're getting a new 2D Mario, and I actually do like the 2D Mario games. I know people have fallen off with like Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario Maker 2 or the 3D All-Stars collection. I love the new Super Mario Bros. Games. It was like one of my first iterations of Mario Bros. That I ever got into, and that's always going to stick with me. Stuff like that never goes away. So I'd really like to see a new Super Mario Bros. Game for Switch, but I'm not going to see it as likely. Another thing that's probably not really likely, but it could happen because something like this did happen last year. I want to see Chrono Trigger announced for the SNES service because last year it was Earthbound. Earthbound got its own big reveal because it's a big game, you know? And people have been wanting Earthbound on the SNES service for like ever. So if we got Chrono Trigger as its own standalone announcement, that would be awesome. I would love to play through Chrono Trigger. I don't know how they would do that very well because there's a DS version and an SNES version, and the DS version has translation corrections and has more content, so I don't know how they would do that. I think they would just release the SNES version, but who knows? That'd be really cool. Next up on my list is a new Mario and Luigi game for Switch. That would be super cool because if you don't remember, the company that was responsible for the Mario and Luigi series, Alpha Dream, they shut down. And that was really a really sad day for me because I absolutely love the Mario and Luigi series. I've only played 2, 3 of the games. I absolutely love them. There's a lot of charm in those games. I know it has some competition with Paper Mario, but I think, in my opinion, the Mario and Luigi series has been doing a lot better than Paper Mario in recent years. So I really feel confident that a Mario and Luigi game could make its way to Switch, especially since the copyright was renewed after Alpha Dream shut down. Nintendo renewed the trademark, I believe. So that could mean there's a new Mario and Luigi game on the way. That would be very cool. Maybe they hired Alpha Dream, they rehired them, they brought all the creative minds from that company over, and they're making a new game. You never know. I'd love to see that, honestly, and I feel like that's one of the biggest series that the Switch is missing. Also, I don't know where to splice this in, so I'm just gonna say this. I just found out that Nintendo Direct is trending on Twitter in the United States and trending with Mario Baseball. That might be pretty fun if we get a new Mario Baseball game. I think it's kind of inevitable to get another sports game, but Nintendo is kind of running out of sports. Unless they make a new one, which would be very, very cool. I want to splice this in the middle of the video, and let's get back to my other predictions. Now here's one that gonna make people mad because it's not gonna happen. I kind of hope that GameCube games or Game Boy games will be announced for NSO, Nintendo Switch Online. I don't think it will. Not very likely because we did wait like 2 or 3 years for N64, and GameCube games might just mean they have to continually update that library too, which might mean this service gets games a little bit slower, and I don't know. I just noticed they didn't announce that many games for this year for N64, so I feel like we might have a chance to get GameCube games on Switch. That would be very cool. That'd be really cool if I could play the original Luigi's Mansion on my Switch. That'd be great. I don't see it as likely, but it'd be really nice. And that's another thing. I want to see new hardware. It's not going to happen because this is probably just focusing on games, but I would really like to see like some new type of hardware, like maybe a revitalized Joy-Con controller, maybe a new Pro controller, maybe even a special edition controller. That would be so cool. And honestly, I think we might get a new Zelda game in this Direct as well, because it seems like in these early year Directs, they like to show off new Zelda games, because, I mean, a few years ago it was Skyward Sword HD, and I absolutely adore how that game looks. I haven't picked it up yet because I've just wanted other games. It is a game that I have wanted for a while, and I think Skyward Sword has got to be like one of my favorite Zelda games. It's definitely a niche game, but I really, really like it, and I think it really has a good place on Switch. Another thing that this will probably make people mad, but I really want to see Metroid Prime 4. It has been 4 years since the scrapping of the original Metroid Prime 4. We don't even know how far along they were. We don't know what the game would have looked like back then, but they did say it didn't meet the standards of that Nintendo wanted, so they just gave it to Retro Studios, which, if you know, worked on the Donkey Kong Country, which was a massive success on Switch so far. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was really good. So I'd like to see at least a glimpse of Metroid Prime 4, because it's been 4 years, you know? Like, I think that's plenty of time to come up with a trailer or come up with like some proof of concept. At least in my opinion. That will bring me to the next game that I really like to see. I'd like to see a new Donkey Kong game. We've had Tropical Freeze for years now. I love it. I've played it. It's a great game. Really good platformer. I want more though. I'd really like more. Even if it's Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. Like, if it's a completely new Donkey Kong game, that would be awesome. I would just really like to see a new Donkey Kong. And that might be why Metroid Prime 4 is taking so long, because they have other projects in the works alongside it. I know there were a ton of canceled projects from Retro Studios lately, and I don't know what those would have come to be. I have to look it up, but I'd really, really like to see a new Donkey Kong Country game. Or a new Donkey Kong game. There was talks of people from the Mario Odyssey team working on a 3D Donkey Kong game, which kind of sounds like Donkey Kong 64 to me, like as a remake, which would be really cool. And I think Donkey Kong needs some more love on the Switch. That's what I'm saying. Now this one is probably like, probably won't happen even on the Switch. Maybe not even in the next generation. But I want to see Super Mario Galaxy 3. Now, that may seem outlandish because it's been almost a decade, maybe even, I think even more, since Galaxy 2, right? But we did get Super Mario Galaxy in the 3D All-Stars collection, which means Nintendo has not forgotten about it. So that might, we could get a Super Mario Galaxy 3. That would be awesome. I'd really enjoy a Galaxy 3, and I think it would fit well on Switch. We've seen that you can use the gyro and the Joy-Con to, you know, control it like you would a nunchuck and Wii Remote. Like, the inputs and the controls are there. It's just whether or not Nintendo makes the game. I'm really excited to see what's on this Direct though, because I really feel like there's gonna be something that'll surprise me. Which brings me to another thing. I want to be surprised. I want there to be an announcement that I would never have seen coming, that completely blows me out of the water. I really want to see something that surprises me, and I think everyone does. So, narrowing down the list a little bit more, this might be a bit more likely than Galaxy 3. I want to see Super Mario Odyssey 2, because it's been 4 or 5 years almost since Mario Odyssey, and I feel like it might be a good time to make a sequel. Like, think about it. We're getting a Breath of the Wild sequel, right? We're getting Tears of the Kingdom. That's great. But a Mario Odyssey sequel would be so cool. I don't know what the storyline of that would be, but I think it would be really cool. Or maybe even a Mario, like just maybe another 3D Mario in general. And I think a lot of Nintendo fans would agree with me. Now, the last thing on this list, and I saved this for last, specifically, I want to see Yoshi's Woolly World Deluxe. I want to see them bring Yoshi's Woolly World to the Switch. It's been 4-ish years almost since Yoshi's Crafted World, which I love that game. I want to play that for the channel once I finish Pikmin, because I want to give Pikmin its time in the sun, and then I want to play some Yoshi, because I really, really enjoy Yoshi's Crafted World, and I love all the mechanics. Really, really like Yoshi's Woolly World. I picked it up recently for the Wii U, and it's like, this would be perfect on Switch. All they have to do is make more amiibo costumes. They need to reproduce more of the amiibos, and I think they're set. I really, really want to see a Yoshi's Woolly World on Switch, because I think it just fits. I just feel like it belongs there. It's one of the very few Wii U games that hasn't come over yet. Sorry, Star Fox fans. But I really think it would make a good fit on the Switch. And I know it probably won't happen, but if it does, I'll be over the moon. I'll be way overjoyed. And I do plan on doing a reaction tomorrow. I will get on. I won't be able to live stream it, because I'm pretty sure they have a policy against that. So I'll record my reaction, and then I will probably upload it, just as it is. I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a very good Direct. I don't know how long it's going to be. I believe it's going to be like roughly 40 to 50 minutes long, which is pretty standard for a Direct. Yeah, what do you guys think about this Direct tomorrow? Are you excited? Do you hope something else might come out of it? Do you hope that maybe we'll see Luigi's Mansion 4 or a new Animal Crossing? Those probably aren't likely, but you know what I mean. I'm pretty excited for it, and I hope you guys are too. I'll be working on this video all day, I'm sure, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, dislike if not, and subscribe so you never miss any Virus content, and be sure to click that bell. Thank you to all who have subscribed this past week. It really means a lot to me. As always, I will see you in the next one. Virus out.